Hey, welcome to the Razzle Dazzle Show, a podcast where we talk about our favorite video games and all things pop culture with an emphasis on our favorites. I'm your host, Jared, and our guest today is Li Kovacs. Li is an artist and cosplayer from the Pacific Northwest with over 25 years of experience. Since crafting her first full costume in 1998, she has earned numerous awards and international recognition, judging competitions and collaborating with major gaming companies like Nintendo, PlatinumGames, and Blizzard. A lifelong fan of Nintendo and The Legend of Zelda, her portfolio highlights her love for these franchises. Outside of cosplay, Li enjoys landscape painting, hiking, cuddling her dog, and playing video games. Please let us know what you think about this episode somewhere on the internet. Be sure to follow us on our socials and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Links to them are down below. And with all that being said,
it's Razzle Dazzle time!
Hello, Li. Thank you so much for coming on the show. How are you today?
Hi, I'm doing great. How are you?
If I was doing any better, I'd have to hire somebody to help me enjoy it. Thank you for asking.
That's awesome.
I've been looking forward to talking to you for a really long time, and I'm just so happy that you're here. I'm also a big, giant Zelda fan, so I know we're going to have a great time having a lovely conversation. But first, before we get to any of that, I want to ask you, what was the last thing you've made with cardboard?
Oh my god, last thing I made with cardboard. Ooh, I just recently did something too. Shoot, what was it? Oh man, wait, what was it? I literally, you know what? I was trying to make something and then I scrapped it. I don't remember. Oh my god, this was literally like a month ago or two. What did I make? I still have all the scraps on my drafting table. I don't remember. It was part of a costume. I think it was part of my Nazca costume, but I can't figure out what part.
The glider.
Oh well. Well, I don't remember.
Oh, that's okay.
I did make like stuff with my boy though.
Yeah?
Because he always tries to make everything out of construction paper, and I'm like, no, use cardboard. But he just wants to tape everything. He doesn't want to glue. He doesn't want to wait for that to dry.
I relate to that so much. The reason why I asked that is because through my research, I've learned that when you were young, you used to make toys out of cardboard, right?
Yep.
Like whenever you wanted a specific toy but didn't have it that goes with like a set, you would do that. And that made me think.
I made a Ninja Turtle lair when I was really young.
Yeah, which is super freaking cool.
My parents would never buy it for me because it was like really expensive. And so I just made it for myself. And I was like, here, my Ninja Turtles can play with it. I used like the Tang like orange powder as like the pipes. Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, I love that. And that made me think that I used to do things similar to that as well as a kid. I love Star Wars. I'm a big Star Wars fan, and I love Star Wars as a kid, especially the Clone Wars, right? And we never had the space and the money for like the cool ships and the tanks and whatever, right? So in the summer when I was with my grandparents and my dad's side of the family, I would kind of build these ships, these cruisers and tanks like out of paper and cardboard and like tape them together as well because I didn't want to wait either to have with my figures. And then like I would like, I don't know, create like giant army like battles and like space battles. Like one thing I'm really proud of, like I made a pretty decently shaped and sized Republic attack cruiser that's like one of the things I was the most proud of. And I would like color them and stuff like that too. So I just thought that was like really, like that's just a really cool thing that like I'm not alone in also wanting to like make my own toys. So I just thought that was really cool.
That's really, really cool. It's a lot of fun when you can make something. Yeah. I think that's where my curse started. Yeah. Like doing the lifelong curse of making costumes afterwards.
And I think it also has to do, this is kind of joking, but like this, I think it also has to do with your name. Like it also means blacksmith or something like that.
Yes, it does. Did you researched that, right?
Yes, I did. Yeah. I do not know standard Hungarian culture off the top of my head. So is it Hungarian?
Yes, it is.
Yeah. So yeah, I try to do my research.
Actual blacksmithing runs in my family, so.
Which is crazy. Like, it's so cool because that's kind of what you're doing. Like, this is the modern equivalent of blacksmithing, what you're doing. Like, the cosplays. Like, you made your chainmail for your Twilight Princess Link yourself. Yes. Like that, if that's not blacksmithing, I don't know what is. So I don't know. Anyways,
my dad used to do welding and metalwork and ironwork and all that kind of stuff.
Really?
And so, that's kind of how I started originally implementing a lot of the crazier materials into my builds back in the day. The non-healthy materials of like fiberglass and all that kind of stuff. I started like doing that, but as cosplay developed and evolved, it started to become simpler materials, and I'm like, oh God, thank you.
Yeah.
It's a little bit better.
Yeah. Which is, that's so cool. I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's backtrack a bit. And can you tell me, where did you grow up and how would you describe the musical background of your childhood?
Oh my, that's a weird question to ask me. I don't know. I grew up in Canada, I guess, on my farm. And so I would say the musical background of my childhood, I guess it was always orchestral and nature. Kind of like a vibe. I was always into orchestral music, like classical orchestral. I think that's probably why Zelda also connects with me so much, because oh my God, the music. I could go on forever about the music in Zelda, and also soundtracks. I love soundtracks. So I grew up on a farm. And then after I started going to school, like colleges and stuff, I had to become a city person, which I absolutely hated. But
you don't like being a city slicker?
Nah, city life's not for me.
Fair.
Yeah. So I'm back in my natural habitat of the woods.
yeah, and I think it's pretty easy to pick up from anyone who's a fan of you that you are very much into like the fantasy, foresty vibes, the magical type of stuff, like Tolkien, Zelda, whatever.
Oh my gosh, Ghibli. Like castle stuff. Yeah. I was obsessed with castles, fantasy, all that when I was little as well. So I never grew out of that. Sorry, parents.
Did you have any instruments growing up in the household?
Yes, piano. I was self-taught piano.
Wow.
Because my dad didn't get me lessons, but he wanted me to be a pro piano player. It's like the logic.
Yeah.
No, I understand. I mean, piano lessons and music lessons were not super cheap, but also I was nowhere near the city. But I had piano. And I self-taught myself to play a lot of things. And then eventually, once I went off to college, I took some music classes. I never could learn to read music. I just couldn't.
I'm the same way. I am the same way. Like my first instrument ever was the saxophone. And, I got started with that because like my stepdad's an audio engineer. He's worked with like Shakira, Pitbull, the Estefans and all that. So he was like producing this one band, this reggae funk ska band called Fula. And, just because like I was around, like I was started to be friends with them and stuff like that, and they had a saxophone player. His name was Brandon, and I was also into the Muppets, or getting into the Muppets at this time. And
awesome.
The Electric Mayhem, Zoot, the saxophone player, I really dug his vibe, and just like all of that together made me want to start the saxophone. So I started getting lessons from Brandon for like a couple years, maybe 1 or 2 years. And he never taught me how to read sheet music. He just taught me he taught me the notes, like what buttons is what notes and all that stuff. But he always taught me to like play from my heart and like through my emotions, because that's what music is, or that's what he was teaching me what music was, expression. It wasn't until I got into like, I don't know, sophomore year of high school, I think, and I got into like the beginning intro band classes. And it's like a completely opposite of what I was being taught. Like it was super structured and rigid. Like there was no room for me to like play whatever I wanted, like improv, right? Like play whatever notes I wanted. All like there was this big rule in the band room where like you have to play whatever's on your sheet music for like the next concert. That's it. You can't do anything else. If you're playing, you got to play this. And I'm like, that doesn't vibe with me, man. So like I stopped after like the first year, the first semester, and I transferred to another elective. It's just like I didn't like that. I don't like structure. That's not entirely it. It's just like it's the how I'm being taught this thing. It just wasn't vibing with me. So I also can barely read sheet music. It's weird.
Yeah. I had to fake it. Like I knew what the notes were, and I would like write like C, D.
Yeah.
I would write all that at the bottom. But like in my music class, I had to fake it that I could read it, and and then we had to do our final test, which was like we had to like pick a song and play it.
Yeah.
And so I chose from Final Fantasy VIII, "Eyes on Me."
Cool.
I love that song, so I faked it by going home and just practicing the song and memorizing it completely. And she would like the teacher would sit down with you at your desk and like flip your sheet music for you as you play it.
Yeah.
And I had to like pretend that I was looking at it and then playing the keyboard. Oh, it was really funny. But I passed just because I faked it.
Yeah. Fake it till you make it.
Yeah, I just can't figure it out. I don't know how people could just look at it and instantly know, like right off the second, like what note that is. I was like, I have to sit there and literally like write out all the notes for myself. And oh man, I still enjoy it. I still enjoy playing piano. It's a lot of fun. But the instrument I wish I got into is a violin, actually. I wish that's where my musical journey started.
I hear that violin is like a very difficult instrument to start learning with.
Yeah.
But I'm assuming that's from your like love of orchestras.
Yeah, probably. And then the other instrument I got about a couple years ago was a recorder, because I just love how recorders sound. They're fun. I got a nice, fancy, expensive one instead of like, the cheap little like school grade ones. Yeah.
Since you know how to play a recorder, I can assume, since also you're a Zelda fan, playing the ocarina is probably something you know how to do?
I have tried. I haven't gone off to play Zelda music on it. I played Zelda music on the piano, but on the recorder, I decided to play music from Ghibli instead. So like in Whisper of the Heart, there's the song Country Roads.
Yep.
Which is another really funny story. My first exposure to the song Country Roads was actually the Japanese version in Whisper of the Heart. And I've never heard the original before.
Yeah.
And so when I heard the original English one, I was like, this sounds really weird. Why does this sound like the Ghibli one? And it's like, no, that's the original. That's what they're basing it on. I was like, oh, this just sounds so weird. I'm so used to the Japanese song. But there's a recorder in that song. It's so nice. It's such a pretty recorder. If you can hear it, if you can just hear not the credits version of it, but the song that is within the movie that Seiji and Shizuku play together. Yeah. There's a recorder. One of the guys plays a recorder and he plays it so well. It is so nice. And I was like, I want to learn that, but that's hard.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's such a great movie too.
Yeah, God. I love that movie. It's one of my favorites.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely within my top 5, I think. 100%.
It's underrated. It's really underrated, but it's so simple. There's no real conflict. It's a good story. Shizuku just living her life. Yeah. Yeah. And it's like, we can relate to that because, Yeah. It's nice.
Well, I also asked about the ocarina because I also learned or taught myself how to play the ocarina. It's been a long minute since I've like actually picked it back up again, but like it was a fun thing to do, and it's like pretty easy in my opinion to like teach yourself. I learned from watching YouTube videos from David Eric Ramos on YouTube. He's amazing. He's a master, man. Yeah.
I do have an ocarina. I have played it many, many years ago, but I have put it away in a box, and it's kind of been like in storage for a while. So I do miss it. It was very pretty. Yeah. Oh my God, the Ocarina of Time is a very pretty instrument to begin with.
Yes, it is. 100%. Okay, so what was the first band or musician that really got your attention when you were young? You said you were always into orchestras. Is there a specific like group or something else?
Well, there's always like the typical things that I did, like Tchaikovsky a lot. Right. And typical Mozart, some stuff, but like actual like music, oh man, that was difficult because most of my music appreciation came from soundtracks, like listening to the soundtracks of films. I remember the soundtrack in Legend was really cool. It was just like really neat, and I have such a love for like the 80s synth. Yeah, like this late 70s stuff. 80s stuff has always been kind of my vibe. They're kind of all over the place. I did like recently learn about a lot of names just because I never really looked into them when I was little.
Yeah. Do you remember the first physical music you've owned that was yours? Like a first vinyl, first cassette?
It was a Star Wars vinyl.
Cool.
That I didn't own, but it was something I think my parents bought, and I noticed it among all our vinyls. But there was a Star Wars one in there. And then actually, it's kind of funny. I do remember now. You know those like, oh my God, I don't know how, I don't know the age difference here, but like back in the day, there used to be like the little storybook things that came with little vinyl CDs. I mean, vinyl discs. Oh my God, not CDs. Smack. Little vinyl discs. And they were like probably half the size of a regular vinyl.
Yeah.
And you pop them in your vinyl player, and you follow along, and then there's music playing, and then sound effects. And I had like a Star Wars one, and then I had a Pinocchio one.
Huh.
Those were so cool.
I never had one myself, but I know what they are.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay, so this next question requires a bit of context, so please bear with me. I am a producer and audio engineer at WGCU Public Media, a NPR PBS station in Southwest Florida. And we have this other show called 3 Song Stories, where we tell people's biography through music. The guests will come in and they will think of songs that they have stories associated with that can be very, very funny, very like important to their lives, or just like a fun little anecdote, you know, whatever. And they'll share it with us. So I want to ask you off the top of your head, do you have a song story you're willing to share?
Oh man, making me go into territories I never really think about. Well, I guess honestly, the really funny one is that Whisper the Heart.
Yeah.
The Whisper the Heart one with the with the country roads. I love that song so much. Like I really do. I love how it's written and everything. And then I heard the original. I was like, ew. Why is this all like country? This is all weird. This is not what I'm used to. You know?
Do you remember like where you were when you first saw the movie, and then where you were when you heard the original song?
When I first heard the song, it was actually not from the movie. I heard it from my friend who lent me their CD, their Studio Ghibli, kind of like a best of.
Oh, sure.
Studio Ghibli CD. And I borrowed that, and that's where I first heard the song. And instantly, I was just obsessed with it. And then I saw the movie, I think, like a year or two later or something. I mean, back in that day, it was so hard to see, like, you know, any kind of Japanese animation. Like, you'd have to go to Suncoast Video and pay $40 for, like, 3 episodes. You know, it's $40, $60 for an episode. It was just, oh, man. Times have really changed. But yeah, that's where I was first exposed to that song, and I absolutely love it. And I finally was able to hunt down that CD.
Really?
Even though I have the soundtrack to like Whisper of the Heart and everything, I was able to hunt down that specific disc. I was so happy.
That's awesome. Then how does that song fit into your life today?
I definitely feel like it fits with kind of like the vibe of how I live. Like I love to live that kind of like countryside in the woods, kind of cabiny type of lifestyle. So I don't know. I feel like it really works well in that whole like getting away from the city and just kind of being away from it all.
If I'm not mistaken, your first console was an Atari?
Yep, an Atari 2600.
Cool. And was that yours or like the household's?
That was kind of like both me and my brothers.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it ended up becoming mine. I still have it.
Oh, the original one.
Oh, yes. I have it.
so
I have
cool.
all the games for it. Yep.
And I'm assuming it still works.
Yep.
That is so freaking cool,
Yep.
man.
I still have my original NES too, and it is still gray.
Yeah.
It is not faded.
Oh my God.
I never stored anything in the sun. Everything was always within the cabinet. It was inside. So I'm so happy how gray my NES is.
That's incredible.
Even my SNES is great. But yeah, no, I made sure everything just stayed off the sun. And just because I was so crazy with my like cable management and like my console management back in the day when I was little.
Yeah.
That I made sure everything was so connected. And like, even like back in the day, they created like these little things where you could hook up everything in the back and then you just push like a button 1, 2, 3 and you could switch between them.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I had that all set up in my room and everything. I was like, I'm gonna make this all nice.
That's literally like you are preaching to the choir, because like I feel the exact same way. I also have a splitter for like my HDMI's and also for like, you know, my older consoles. So yeah, I am like, I think this is also stemming from like just the career I'm in, like in like audio production, where like cable management is like important, and also like making sure every piece of equipment is stored properly and like where they're supposed to be in a nice, you know, room temperature area, not with no moisture or whatever. So like I take insanely good care, or try to, of all of my consoles, my NES, my Super Nintendo, N64, GameCube, whatever. And it's I also just love having I like, one of my main goals whenever I have enough space in like a future home or a future apartment is like having all of my consoles displayed and able to hook up to like the same TV, and all I gotta do is just switch through the buttons and able to play everything. That's like my dream. And also it's just like, I also just find it fun trying to make sure everything is organized. And I don't know, it's just like, it's a weird part of my brain where cable management is just like this, it gives me like dopamine of like, when I figure it out, it's like a puzzle, right?
Work of art.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a work of art. I mean, ugly cable management really ruins the whole look.
Yes.
Do it nicely, it makes it so nice.
Yeah. And it like, it just makes it easier for you like in the long run, in case you need to like switch out something, or like like, you know,
oh god, yeah.
if you want to like clean back there, you know, you can't clean with all the wires all, you know, everywhere and stuff, so like it sucks. So yeah.
You're talking about that. You're talking about how you want to display all your consoles. I'm actually doing that like right now.
Really?
Yeah, I've gotten like bookshelves and everything, and I'm finally like getting all that set up. I'm setting up my dream, my dream console display and everything. I am a crazy like game collector since I was little.
Yeah.
I pat myself on the back. I didn't expect such a future of this, of like, you know, but I wouldn't call it like a hoarder, because it would not be that, but I just made sure I always kept all my consoles and all my games. And yeah.
What kind of bookshelves are you using? I guess I'm just asking for myself.
They're just regular bookshelves. They're just regular, like the IKEA ones.
Oh, interesting. Do they? So I'm assuming they don't have like a back to them.
They do.
Oh,
they do. I'm gonna be drilling like holes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna drill holes and get all the wires like hooked up behind them and mount the TV on the wall and all that kind of stuff.
Smart. Okay, that's giving me
hide
ideas.
My cables.
Of course. Yeah. Of course. That's giving me.
But also having a splitter, so I can actually play all of them. I want them all to function.
Yeah, man. I totally understand. So, what was the first video game do you remember playing?
The Atari. Well, Pitfall.
Pitfall.
Obviously, Pitfall was one of the ones I was obsessed with. But then there was this other really annoyingly frustrating one, which I would never put down, but I couldn't figure out what it is. It was like, I can hear it in my head. It was so freaking annoying. But it was like, there was like a line or an airplane or something that kept moving across the screen horizontally, and there would be like lines coming down the screen, and then in some spots of the line there would be gaps, and you had to get through the gap. And I forgot. I think you're able to like control horizontally, like if you stop or keep going. And as you kept going up the level, the holes would get smaller, I believe. And I remember it being very colorful, and it was so frustrating, but I would play that so much. And I was just like, what game? Okay, I'm looking it up right now.
Okay.
It's like games. I probably have it. I just need to go. I mean, I do have it. I just need to go find it. But oh my God, I don't know what it was. It's definitely not on the, it's not one of the main ones that show up. Because like I also bought the Atari 2600 like mini like remake version.
Right.
Because you gotta have it, you know?
Yeah.
That's such a good console. But man, I don't know what this game was, but it was so frustrating. If I end up figuring it out, I'll let you know.
Yeah, just blurt it out in the middle of the conversation if you find it.
Yeah, I totally will. So it's
to my understanding that your first I know you're very much a Zelda fan, so am I. Your first Zelda game is the first one. Yeah, and
yes.
Tell me the story of just you experiencing that for the first time.
Oh man, I mean, the very first time I ever saw it was like based on like the old art of it, and it was just like castles, Elfir characters, instant like focus. I was already gravitating to it, instantly. I was like, ooh, it has my things that I like.
Yeah.
And playing it for the first time, I mean, obviously it was frustrating because I was like, I don't know where I'm supposed to go.
Yeah.
But it was, I instantly fell in love with the music. Like the theme song just instantly became like my favorite thing in the world. And so I spent forever. I spent so long playing that on and off until I finally finished it. It took me a very long time.
Yeah. And it just stuck with you ever since because like it's everything. It has everything you love. It has an amazing composition for all the games.
And the artwork, the promo art. Oh my god.
Or
the
even
promo art.
Even in the booklets for it. Like it has such great art for that too. The overall fantasy medieval vibes, that's exactly what you love. So like it's literally a game made for you.
I think probably that first one made me probably like deepen my love for fantasy and all that even more.
Can you take us back to 1998 and tell us what inspired you to start your cosplay journey?
Okay, so 1998 definitely does start the cosplay journey.
Yeah.
It did not start my costuming, like making costumes and all that. Yeah, I know. I have a horrible memory. So I would go through like photographs my parents took of me, and there would be photos that date back even like 10 years before that of me making costumes. And I'm like, wait, what? I forgot I made this. And like I would make a lot of like, oh my goodness. Back in the day when I was very little, we all have our Disney moment.
Yeah.
And so I had my Disney moment where I just like wanted to make Disney princesses. So I made like Disney princess dresses for myself. But the earliest costume I've ever made for myself was Halloween. Oh man. When did the Ninja Turtles first come out? You already know where this is going. Ninja Turtles, when was that? Well, the cartoon, when was that? 1987. Okay, that checks out. Yeah, so about 1989, I remember, because that's when I did one of my moves. That was my first time I can trick or treat. I was so sad. I was a late trick or treater because, like, my parents, foreign, we didn't know what it meant. We didn't know what trick-or-treating was. They thought it was something more disrespectful or something. But then my dad realized, oh, there's candy involved, free candy. Go ahead. So, I whipped up a super quick Leonardo costume. It was awful. It was just green fabric that I wrapped around myself. And I already made the headbands for all the turtles back in the day.
Yeah.
And I was a massive Ninja Turtle fan. I still have all my turtles. Not even just was. I kind of still am low key.
Yeah.
But so I made a Leonardo, and that's how I went trick or treating. And it wasn't great, but that was my first costume experience. And then oh my gosh, so I very specifically remember this. So the Ninja Turtles movie. The incredible Jim Henson costumes, right?
Yes, yeah.
Oh my God, those costumes were so good. So I hunted down what was that, 89-ish? 89 when the movie first came out?
Late 80s, early 90s, yeah.
I had this magazine that broke down the behind the scenes to the movie, including the costumes of how they were made.
Oh.
And I still have this book somewhere. But it showed me how the shells were done. It showed me how the suits were worn and everything. And when I first saw that, I was like, I'm going to make that one day. And I'm going to make it exactly like that because I want that turtle suit. Mm-hmm. Many, many years later, I'm here with no turtle suit.
Not yet.
Not yet. It is a dream. It is an absolute dream of costume of mine to make a exact replica of Jim Henson's turtle suit.
With
one day.
Like all the animatronics in the face and all that?
Oh God, no.
Okay.
I'm not that crazy.
Right.
My devotion goes to a limit.
Understood.
I mean, maybe, but yeah, no. I heard the actors had an absolute nightmare wearing those because they couldn't really see.
I bet, yeah.
And stuff. But I mean, just still making that suit, it still lives in my head so much.
Yeah.
But yeah, so throughout my years, I made costumes. But then when I first, 1998, when I first made Link, I didn't even know about the term cosplay. So I never called it a cosplay.
It was just a costume.
Yeah, it was a costume. And I know I made like a Link way, way, way many years before that. It was just a green t-shirt and a belt, you know?
Right. And this is specifically like Ocarina or like
1998 was Ocarina. Before that, it was like Link's Awakenings, not
right.
Link's Awakening, Link to the Past.
Right. Okay.
Oh man, I was obsessed with the Link's Awakening and Link to the Past
I bet.
Link look. That was like the look.
Yeah.
That was so cool. And then Ocarina came by and I'm like, oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
But yes, I didn't know about costumes. I didn't know. So I was like, well, I'm just making it for Halloween because that's kind of what you do, right? You just make them for Halloween. And then I discovered at some point cosplay. And I was like, what? This is a thing?
Yeah.
People do this outside of Halloween? Are you joking? Oh man. Okay, this speaks to me. It's like my time to like shine everything my parents weren't liking of me. Not to take that even farther. Because I would make, oh my God, after the first con I went to, I've been going to cons way longer than I've been going to anime cons. My first con I was very little, and I think it was like really early 90s or something. I don't remember how old I was. But we used to dress up. It was a Star Trek con, and so we would dress up in like Starfleet uniforms.
Cool.
And oops, my doggy wants to come in. Give me a second. He was scratching at my door. He was like, "Let me in."
Aw.
But I used to do creation cons way before, so I already knew about costumes because people would dress up at those, and we would be a part of the costume contest. It would be so weird because it would be like the ones where they just hold their hands above your head and wait for the audience cheer.
Right.
And it was always the baby that won.
Yeah.
Always. You bring a baby on stage, it's a guaranteed win. And I was like, I was so bitter. I was always so bitter.
Yeah.
Because I started like altering these uniforms to make them like fit me better and started doing more stuff to them. But I was like, oh yeah, bring the baby on the stage and like might as well all get out of here because we don't have a chance.
Hundreds of hours of work and labor into this costume and the baby takes it.
Yeah, but there were some really good costumes. I mean, there'd be amazing costumes. The people who would make like the Klingon suits, like there was like a whole like group that kind of like, have you heard of the 501st?
Of course, yes.
Yeah, so there was like that whole deal, but with Klingons.
Interesting.
And Star Trek stuff, and they all shared their research, shared their materials, and everything, so they could make these like perfectly accurate replicas of the Klingon suits, and they would be on stage for the costume contest, and the baby wins. Those babies are all like much older now. Yeah. And they're probably, I wonder if they cosplay. It'd be funny.
It would be a great story for them to tell, like, oh yeah, I've been winning costumes since I was 5.
I've been an award-winning cosplayer before. Like I was like 1 year old, so I deserve guest status.
Right? Yeah, definitely put it. I would put it on my resume if I was those people.
Yeah, but yeah. Sorry.
No, you're good.
I'm going way off here.
I love this.
And so, I mean, this is also opening a lot of like doors in my head as well. I was
good.
Like, oh yeah. I was like, that's right.
That's
Why did I
exactly what we want here on the show. That's exactly what
we
want.
Therapy session. It's like, let's know your deepest, darkest secrets.
You are not the first person to say that about the show. So thank you.
That's funny. But so yeah, so I made my first anime related con became like around 2001, I believe, and And then the term cosplay started to like really stick with me because like I knew people dressed up. I knew I had an interest in dressing up. I just didn't know there was a term. And so there was a term, and it was like, this is really cool. And then I remember at some point I did end up going between like, am I a cosplayer or am I a costumer? You know, because I wasn't a person who was just buying a costume just to go play around in it or just make something quick to go play.
Right.
You know?
Right.
Mine was kind of more like an art form. It's kind of how I saw it. Because like for me, the costume, while the costume is an art, for me, the end product is the photo. You get what I'm saying?
Yes, definitely, for sure.
So it's the visual photo of to the best of my abilities, putting this character into their natural habitat and creating this brought to life image. So that's kind of like what my end goal is the photo.
Yeah, you are definitely taking, I think multiple, probably around 5, but I can mainly think of 4 different types of art forms and bringing them all together. I mean, that's what I think cosplay is now. Taking all these art forms of, you know, crafting and like making the actual thing, like sewing and whatever else you do, you know, there's the photography, there's of course the editing. And I think since you're also an artist, you also have that extra perspective, I guess, that you can take a different look at whatever you're trying to replicate and like make it happen even more so, if that makes any sense. You know, I'm looking at a picture of that Zelda Universe used during an interview you had with them. I'm also a writer for Zelda Universe, so this is like really cool too.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
So the picture they use is of your Ocarina of Time Link, you know, playing the ocarina in like in a beautiful forest.
Was it the horizontal one?
The horizontal one, yeah.
Yes.
And this looks exactly like the Ocarina of Time Link amiibo art.
Oh.
Of him also playing the ocarina, you know, if you know what I'm talking about, like it looks like one for one, you know, and to me, I think visually that's like describing exactly how many different forms of art you're combining into this. I'm like, I don't know if I'm even saying the right terms, but like I'm just saying it's awesome.
Oh, thank you. I'm really glad that my kind of like creativeness of combining a bunch of different art forms is showing.
Yeah, for sure.
Can be seen. Like, yeah. But yeah, because like, well, I love wearing costumes to cons. You know, it's kind of weird when, you know, a photo comes out and you're just like in front of a cityscape when your character does not belong in a cityscape.
Right.
But I really want to like, it's kind of like, because I'm also a digital artist. So sometimes I don't have time to sit down and do a digital painting. So I want to see if I could just bring that same thought, but in a costume instead of making a photograph. So yeah, that's kind of why I also took on like photography, learning photography. And so I could do all that myself.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm a perfectionist, and I've always known that I'm a perfectionist. So it's like, if I could go out and shoot my own photos of myself, I will do that, because then I will just be picky with myself.
Right, of course. It's hard to describe as someone who creates things, right? I think this is some way how I can also relate. It's hard to perfectly describe to another person exactly how you want the final end product to be. Like, let's say there's something that it's almost perfect, but you just can't fully describe the last thing you want to change, but you know exactly how to do it. So therefore, like, you learn how to do every single part of the process. So in case like whoever else is helping you can't or doesn't know how to do that thing you want them to do, you can do it. Or like you're a one person show, and that's like that gives credit to your skills. And I do want to take this opportunity and just acknowledge that, you know, I've been a fan of your work for I don't know how long, right? Like you're one of the most popular and one of the best Zelda, not just the character, but Zelda as in like the series cosplayers, period. Like on the internet. That's not even I don't even think that's my opinion. I think that's just the objective fact.
Oh my God, thank you.
like honestly, I've been following your work for a long time. I've been a fan of you for a long time, because not only do like we share this love for these characters in this series, but like I can also appreciate in the sense of like production, how much care you put into your work. I've been following your work for a long time, and it's clear to see, and of course highlighting it upon like the research I've been doing in prep for this episode. Like, you really care about your art, about art period, but like your art, and of course you take the time and you go the extra mile to make sure that the end product is of the highest quality, and it is so apparent with everything you do, with every post you make, with every costume. Like I'm looking at like your page, and it's brilliant. And I'm not saying this just to fluff you up. I'm trying to be as real and sincere as I can be. And it not only shows to me as a fan, an audience member, whatever, but it goes so far. You go so far and beyond that it got the attention of Nintendo themselves, of Shigeru Miyamoto, of AGI Inuma, of Koji Kondo. Like, you got to meet your quote-unquote Triforce, your heroes. And this is all because, and you're still a partner with Nintendo, your favorite, like, and this is all striving from your love of not only
my obsession,
your love and obsession of your series, but of how meticulous you are in your craft. And I respect the hell out of that, because I try to also have that type of mentality with my craft, with like this show. Like, this is a show that I've been doing for 5+ years now, and we don't make any money. The only motivation that keeps me going to make this thing is because I want to, because I have fun, because I get to not only meet awesome, amazing people like you and build a connection, close to a friendship, because that's like the whole goal. It's like I get to also share this with my best friends, and also share this with other people to hopefully spread that friendship, right? Very My Little Pony, if you really think about it. But I highly respect the attention to detail in the production, because as a producer, I try to always strive to make my air quotes art of the highest quality, and I'm always looking for like the next thing that can help me there. So anyways, long tangent.
Wow.
Long tangent, just to express my appreciation.
So much. Oh my God. Thank you so much for, wow.
And this is just a really cool thing that we also have in common, that I feel like we've come to a place where like the voice of Zelda herself like follows both of us. I saw that.
Oh
like,
my God.
like
she is
Patricia,
amazing.
right? Patricia's so cool. She was a guest on the show. She's such an amazing person, right? But like we got to, I'm sure you got to meet her.
I have not.
Oh, you have not?
We've just been chatting online, but no, we've never got a chance to meet because our cons have never aligned. We still hope for one day.
Yeah,
to meet.
But still, like, you are the physical representation of Zelda, in my opinion. Like, I really do, like, I try my best to like see the production side of like a lot of the content that I absorb, and it really shows with your work.
Thanks. I really, really appreciate that. I really do. I get very, very, I really appreciate it when people can see beyond just the first layer.
Yeah.
Yeah,
just like, ooh, pretty picture, and then
like I didn't have to go and learn like photography, lighting, right. Like, I mean, I self shoot myself in costume with a tripod and a remote. That's how I do it, because like I don't want to bother anybody else. I don't want to bother anyone's time and be like, oh, I'll just go do this. It takes me 4 hours to shoot 5 pictures. It'll happen.
Yeah.
But it's fun because I like to dig into my head and try to create what I want. And if it's not working out, then I just kind of give up on that and I move on to the next plan.
Right. Just learn when like learning when to cut your losses. That's like also important.
Yeah, I mean, like I could totally reach out to a friend photographer. There's so many amazing photographers out there.
Yeah.
I could totally reach out, but I don't want to be the nitpicky one and be like, oh, can you do it from this angle? Because, as an artist, I have a very specific vision for my end product. And don't want to make anyone go through that.
Right.
You know.
Yeah.
But like if someone wants to be all like, hey, I just want to shoot this, I'll be like, sure, let's go. You know, if it's not for any specific like vision that I have, and you know, and I'm just like, I love that when I get to work with other people.
Yeah, of course.
But sometimes I get very set on what I want out of my costume pictures at the end, and so I plan to shoot myself, and then I'm kind of more of like, I'd rather go take care of it because I don't want to like, you know, I don't want it to be stressful for anyone else. I'll stress myself out, but I don't want anyone else getting stressed out. I always say it. I always say I only have myself to disappoint.
Right.
So.
Yeah, I really do understand that, and I sympathize with that a lot because my co-hosts, they're my best friends. Like I've known them, like one of them since middle school and the other one since college. And I like the first thing I told them, like before I asked them to, or while I was asking them to be co-hosts of the show, I'm like, listen, all I want you guys to do is show up and just talk. Like I don't want you guys don't have to edit anything. You guys don't have to like do any extra things. Just all you gotta do is talk and be the talent. I'll take care of everything else, because I don't want them to also stress about like any part of the production aspect of this other than scheduling and recording. So I really do sympathize with that so much.
Yeah, it's like it's my crazy idea. Why do I have to make you deal with it?
Exactly.
You know? Yeah.
Then, since you first started cosplaying, how has the cosplay scene in general has changed from then compared to now? Of course, obviously, it's blown up and it's more normalized. But what other differences have you picked up? Oh
gosh, it has changed so much. Oh my goodness, even just materials, Like if I was then and I was able to start with what's available now,
right?
I wouldn't know like how much. Yeah, I feel like it took me a very long time to get to the level that I'm at now because of the lack of materials and everything from back in the day. But if I had what is available now, I think I would have reached where I am now much earlier. And so it was a struggle. Like it was a struggle with just materials. Like when I made my first armor, I made a Fierce Deity Link. And I made it out of foam before EVA foam even became a thing and started. I made it out of like a yoga mat.
Oh.
And it was very flimsy. It was very weird. And so it was just like, so not the entire part was yoga mat.
Right.
There were other parts on there that I have broken the rules of cosplay, like making it fiberglass, but like just molding it on myself while it cured and heated up. Not the way you should be doing anything anymore. Don't be like Lee. Don't be like me. Don't be like me, kids. But like even wig colors, you couldn't find like wig colors. You can go to a wig shop and get natural color wigs, but anything beyond that, it was like, nope, don't even think about it. You'd have to like figure out how to color it yourself. So I feel like based on how limiting the materials were back then, my selection of costumes were also limited. Like I decided to not do some things because like, I don't know how I'm going to do that, you know?
Yeah.
Like creating rounded shapes back then was so weird. Like, how do I make a rounded shape? Like Cloud's pauldrons. I've been wanting to make Cloud for like forever, but I was like, how the hell am I going to make that pauldron?
Right.
You know, it's rounded shape. That's not something that's very easy. But then as things started going, there were finally materials that worked for that really well. And then the other thing that really changed so much is I've been a cosplay judge for 15 years at competitions because I haven't entered a competition for 15 years. And I'm planning on coming back into the competitive scene. I want to enter again. And even just that has changed so much. Like costumes that I feel that I won Masters Awards with back in the day are like maybe might win a Masters Award this time.
Right.
Maybe. You know, it's like even the level of like what is expected in a costume nowadays has raised so much. Like so much. It's so crazy. you didn't need to have like every single one of your seams completely finished back in the day. It did not all need to be completely lined. It did not, but now it's like everything.
Yeah, there's a higher expectation to it.
If there is one flaw on your outfit, you're gone, you're done, you know? It's just like, it's so crazy of how much more demanding it is now.
Right. If you want to go into like the competitions and stuff in the competitive sense.
Yeah, right. For sure. I mean, yeah, you do it for fun. Do it for fun, and you don't have to. But I want to compete because,
of course,
I feel like I connect more with that crowd in terms of cosplay at the convention crowd is to compete. Because that's just fun. You know, it's so much fun just to go and show off your costume on stage, talk to other people, you know, in your skill level, and it's just a lot of fun.
Right.
But the thing that also really changed was like build books is such a requirement now. And when I used to compete, all we had to show was like, here's the character I'm dressing up as. That's it. You didn't have to show your process. You didn't have to show how you did it. You could talk about it to the judges when you were doing your prejudging, but that was basically it. It is so different now and such a whole different level. It's cool. It's cool. I'm excited.
Yeah. And I would assume because cosplaying has become so normalized now that not only the demand for it has increased for more casual people, like, you know, the simple bodysuits that's all in one, or like the pre-made costumes that people buy, you know, like, I
mean, even those have changed so much. Like pre-made costumes are so nice now.
Right.
Like they're so nice.
Yeah. And I guess like what I'm trying to say is like, because of the increase and quality of those, it makes sense to me that judges will look more into like the craftsmanship of your process of making this costume, because for all they know, if they didn't like go through that process, then you could have just bought this awesome costume for like $500,000 online, and you would have won, compared to someone who spent 1,000 hours making their costume, when the effort is shown more on one than the other, right? Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
Then how? I'm sure this is a very obvious question, but I still want to ask it just because I feel like it's important. Important to differentiate, right? How important do you think it is to focus on craftsmanship versus the performance when starting out becoming a competitive cosplayer?
Like in the competitive scene of performance versus craftsmanship? Yes. It really depends, because like there's performance-based competitions where craftsmanship isn't very important, and then there are craftsmanship based, and sometimes there is performance and craftsmanship. So it really depends on the person, because if they want to just enter for performance, then they're not really required to really go all in with their craftsmanship. You know,
right? Because
it's a performance based competition,
right?
And so to me personally, I choose the craftsmanship over the performance if I were to enter, because that's what I'm good at. I'm not brilliant at coming up with like stage skits.
Sure, yeah.
You know, some people come up with really good stage skits, and I was like, oh, that's so cool. I wish I could do that. But like so I focus on the craftsmanship portion of it, and there's separate competitions for that.
That's super cool. I love that regardless of how many amazing, talented cosplayers I have on the show, I always learn more and more about this scene, more and more about this community, because I didn't know that until now. I didn't know there were like specific different types of competitive cosplaying. I didn't know there was a performance. I didn't know there was. I knew about the craftsmanship one, but I didn't. It's just super cool. I love, like, this is one of the things I love about doing this. Like, I get to learn like, so much.
Example, like last year, I judged at Soccer Con.
Yeah.
And we had all the prejudging come in for everybody who was being judged for craftsmanship, but then during the actual show performance, there were other people coming on stage that we never saw in person, because they were only there for performance and not costume judging.
Interesting.
So it's fun. It gives the opportunity for other people who don't want to focus on building 10,000 hours of their life into a costume,
Right. Yeah. How do you deal with creative burnout or that perfectionism when working on your projects?
Oh gosh, I just went through that with Puda. She was probably my biggest burnout and it sucked. It really sucked. I started Puta a year and a half ago, about-ish. It was like 2023 something.
Yeah.
And
the Tears of the Kingdom version specifically.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. And I have tried to get her finished for cons, and I kept missing deadlines because she looks so simple, but has so much to her. It's such a deceiving outfit. And so it just kept piling on. I was like, wow, I'm not going to get this done for this con. All right. So there's a thing called Con Crunch, which I'm sure you probably heard of.
Yes.
Yeah, it's when you crunch really hard to get something done before the con comes out. And I would do that to put up for at least 3 cons. And I absolutely hate Con Crunch. I even want to swear off of doing it because it's not good for you.
Yeah.
And so you eventually get to a point where you just need to stop because you'll get too tired, you'll get too just drained, and then you start making mistakes. And then you don't want to make a mistake on your build, and have to redo it. So that would happen with Puta for 3 cons back to back. I'd keep missing the deadline to get her done, and then I burnt her out so bad that working on the costume and looking at the costume didn't bring me any joy anymore. And so at that point, I dreaded going down to my studio and working on her because I was just not happy anymore. So I needed to step away.
Right.
I did not want to have the feeling of this costume that I'm working so hard on to have that feeling of dread and dislike because that can happen. There have been times when I finished costumes and I probably only wore it once and never again.
Right.
Because I just didn't care for it anymore. So I took some time off and I decided to take my focus to simpler outfits. So I made my Marcel from Delicious in Dungeon and Echoes of Wisdom Zelda. Mm-hmm. I'm actually really glad I did that one.
Yeah.
Because Echoes of Wisdom Zelda, I actually did finish. I got her completely done for my deadline for PAX, and that was great. And it kind of brought me joy back into the whole crafting, and I didn't feel the dread. Even though Puta was standing there on the dress form, haunting me every single day. She'd stare at me. And it was also really bad because I don't like to switch gears and work on a different project if one's not finished. So I just had this dread and guilt, just hanging over me that I'm over here working on something else when I should be finishing that. And so working on Echoes of Wisdom Zelda finally pushed me beyond feeling the guilt. And I took the photos. I did the photos. So I fully finished my whole plan from start to beginning. Photos were done and everything. I was very happy. And then I was finally ready to get back to Puta. And it was nice because I had a good way of re-looking at things. The way I figured out how to do some things, I completely scrapped and I did other methods instead. And so it was just I just needed a fresh start. I needed a fresh start of what was left on her, of what was bringing me all that stress. And yeah, it was nice. But then I had the weird looming dread of oh gosh, I'm working so much on her. I don't even know what it all looks like together. I don't even know if this is even going to look good.
Uh-huh.
I mean, yeah, I tried bits and pieces on, but never all of it together. And then I wore it to the con, and in the hotel room is when I first put the whole thing on together. And
oh my God.
Yeah, it was emotional. It was wow, this is finally finished. It looks good. I'm very happy, and I love this costume. So my love for it came back, and I was very happy.
Oh, I love that. It's you're playing a video game and you're stuck on a hard boss, and then you just put the controller down, walk away for a day, and you come back and you beat the boss on the first try.
Yep, exactly. It really is like that because you just get so frustrated and you keep making mistakes.
Yeah.
And then you step away and then you're like, why was this so hard for me to beat before?
Yeah.
Yes, that's a really good comparison. Exactly it. Yes. No, I'm serious.
Well, yeah. I'm so glad that you got that love for it back. Not just, making the thing, but for this one specifically. Because yeah, you're right. It looks amazing. If my whole tangent in the middle of this episode wasn't an indicator, yeah, it looks freaking phenomenal. And
Thank you.
Again, your quality, because of this perfectionism, because of this attention to detail, you just have amazing final products.
Thank you. I think the reason why she ended up becoming another layer of being difficult is because I was making her to be a competitive piece as well.
Oh, okay.
So she is, flip those seams. There is no issue. She is flawless in her sewing. I am so proud of it. Like, I am so proud. I will tell my judges, be like, please look under my seams.
Yeah.
Touch the costume everywhere. Please look at it.
I love that.
I am very, very proud of it. I'm very happy.
You should be.
I think taking it to do the competitive mentality, I pushed myself to make everything clean.
Yeah.
And I love that I did that. I love that I pushed myself to do that.
Yeah. And the payoff is just like undescribable, I'm sure.
Oh yeah. She was very well received. I am so like floored. She was really well received. I posted her on Reddit and oh my God, I shared her on Reddit onto the Tears of the Kingdom and then the Zelda one. I don't know. Are they called channels on Reddit? I'm still very new to Reddit.
Subreddits, channels? I don't even know. I don't use it.
Yeah. And collectively between the two, she got like about 18,000 likes.
Wow.
It was very, very insane.
Amazing.
And I was so happy that most of the comments were not like simp comments,
right.
for Buddha. But most of the comments were people appreciating the actual quality of it. And I was like, oh, thank you. Like, yeah. Thank God you guys notice.
Oh man, I'm so happy for you. That's amazing.
It's like, yeah, I would be quite devastated if I worked so hard on it. Everyone was like, this looks like trash. And I'm like, I know, leave me alone.
Yeah.
I was so worried about it. I really was, like literally the few days before the con. I was like, this is going to look so bad on me. Oh.
But
we are our worst critics.
That is so true. That is so true. It's I hate listening to episodes that I did. Like, I don't hate it. I just like sometimes for an episode I edited like months ago and I go back and listen to it and I'm like, I can still tell the difference, even though like I know I've learned so much from like the beginning and I'm like, I can do this differently, I can do that differently. I get it.
I mean, I'm sure you're the same too. You want everything running smoothly. You want everything perfect. Like, you know. Yeah.
I'm exactly the same way. Like our first year of episodes, oh my God, I cannot listen to them without like cringing the whole way, just because like, it's not only learning how to like properly edit, but like we were also going through COVID and trying to like get
oh yeah,
like the show started a few months before COVID hit, and then we were trying to make it through COVID, like doing it remotely, and that just made it suck more. But like our persistence and consistency like pushed through, and like it really helped us, I think, come to where we are now. But like you just going back and listening to that, just like, yeah, the audio quality sucks. Yeah, my comfortability. Oh my God, my comfortability. My comfort with the microphone wasn't to like where it is now. And like even just like now, even I still have my moments of like tripping up over words, and like I still like I was the type of kid growing up who was very introverted, right? Who didn't like to talk a lot and just had a tough time like getting along with people, or like meeting people, making friends and stuff like that. And I've always was into like the nerdy stuff, the geeky stuff, Nintendo, video games, whatever. And it was hard for me to find other people who were also interested in that. So I eventually found my own group, but like I was still very shy or whatever. And then it wasn't until high school when I got into the JROTC program, where my Army instructor, Sergeant Mike, like really taught me how to come out of my shell, and taught me how to like be okay with who I am. And like, yeah, you like video games and cartoons and toys and comics, like that's fine, man. Like it's okay. It's not that deep. You like the thing, own up to it, and love yourself for who you are. Like I got to learn all that type of stuff and become more extroverted. I came out of my shell during that period of time, that it really helped me like be in the mindset to even start this show, and I'm at a point where I can have a very deep and compelling but also fun conversation with you, regardless of how much of like my inner fanboy is freaking out. You know, like on the inside, I'm trying to like hide it because and be professional. But like, I even stumble upon my words even now, you know, and that's fine because like I've learned how to accept that it's okay to mess up sometimes. This is not that big of a deal. You know, this is pre-recorded. This isn't live. I can stumble and edit that out later. Like it's fine, you know? So yeah, I totally do understand that.
That's very, very cool. Yeah.
All right, well, now let's get into the speed round where I'm going to ask you a bunch of silly random questions and we're going to see how you do. You ready?
Oh, God. Okay.
If you were the final boss in a video game, what would your title be?
I don't know. I feel like it'd be something about brushes or paintbrushes or needles. I feel like, I don't know, Lee the Needler. I don't know.
The Needler.
I don't know what.
If you were
with needles.
If you were a superhero, what would your name be? And follow up, what powers would you have?
Ooh, I've always wanted to fly. Oh man, honestly, nowadays I think my powers would be like the Lorax. I'd grow trees. I'd be Lee the tree grower. Like, don't mess with the trees.
No. Which character from your childhood favorite show, movie, or video game would you most like to have as a friend in real life?
Link.
Yeah.
Top down, hands down.
Yeah.
That's how I grew up with him. That's literally how I grew up with Link. Like he was my friend.
What are your hopes and dreams for the upcoming live-action Zelda movie?
Oh God, don't make me talk about it. My hopes and dreams is that it's not done and it's animated.
Fair. Yeah. More Ghibli style. Yeah.
Studio Ghibli.
Honestly. Oh my God.
I would not accept anything else. Nope.
Are you excited for the new Hyrule Warriors game, Age of Imprisonment?
Yes. Yeah. I'm excited. Even when it comes out, I'll still be excited for it. I am so stoked. I want to know more of that story. I need to see more.
Yeah. If you had to guess, what would you say is the song you've listened to the most times in your life?
In my life? Wow. I would probably say it's Telltale Heights from Link's Awakening.
Wow.
Best Zelda song, hands down.
Fair enough.
Telltale Mountain Range. Love it. Oh, I will never shut up. Okay, keep moving.
If you could have a cameo appearance in any movie or TV show, which one would it be and what role would you play?
Zelda movie.
Yeah, right? You'd be perfect.
Now that it's live action, you know, let's see. Who would I be? I don't know. Maybe Link's mom or something.
Link's mom. Wow.
I don't know. If it's I'm an old person, I don't know. Let's see. I don't know.
If it's maybe an Ocarina of Time kind of like story, then yeah, you can be
maybe
delivering.
I don't know, somebody.
Yeah.
I'll be the person who dies first. I don't know. As long as Link comes, like, screams over me and be like, no! Or something. I don't know. Or maybe I could be Link's buddy. Be like, hey, how you doing? Go save the world.
What would your 14-year-old self think of who you are today?
Oh, goodness. My 14-year-old self would not believe me.
Yeah.
She'd be like, get out. You're lying. No, she'd be pretty happy.
I would think so. Yeah, you got to meet your heroes, legendary people who've also created and build the series that you love. You got to partner with that company and a whole lot more. Like, you've done so much out of your love for your art. It's incredible. Yeah,
I think my 14-year-old self would probably be in doubt because art has been a thing I've always done, and I don't know. I think she'd be pretty happy.
Yeah. Well, it is now time for you to recommend 3 people that you'll share this episode with whenever it comes out, that you think they'll be a good guest on the show, if you can kind of help me get them on the show, if you think they'll say yes. Okay,
let's see. My first recommendation, let's go with Melinda Chan. I like Melinda Chan.
Okay.
She also does Zelda cosplays. Link and Siren cosplay.
Mm-hmm.
Another friend of mine, another Zelda cosplayer. And let's see, who else would be fine to be on the show? Trying to think. Let's do another friend. She also does Zelda cosplays, but she is amazing, like craftsmanship-wise. All my friends are amazing craftsmanship-wise. There's so many to choose from. Lunar Lynn. I could send you these names.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah,
they're all cosplayers. They're all amazing.
Yeah, cool.
If I could recommend more than 3, there's a lot. There's a lot of wonderful people. Just look at who I follow. They're all wonderful.
Understood. Yeah, let's do what we can to get them on the show. I'm excited to talk to them. Do you have any final thoughts?
Oh man. This has been wild. It was great.
Well, I'm glad. Thank you for saying that.
I'm like you were talking about your whole introvert thing. I was like, I'm an introvert, and I like to just, I don't know, hide away in my cave.
Yeah,
create things. I don't usually get out unless I'm at a con, but that's okay. Or like, that's where I get the most like chatty. Is that a con? But this was great. Any other thoughts? I don't know. Keep loving Zelda stuff. Keep, everybody out there. Zelda's amazing. It's great. Might not be going in the route you really want with Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, but just, they're great. I love it. I love Tears of the Kingdom and Breath of the Wild. I'm sorry.
Me too. Yeah,
I'm sorry. People might be like, you're not a real Zelda fan. I'm like,
I
love every single Zelda game. Right. They're all amazing in their own way. And Zelda will always be life.
Yeah.
The Legend of Zelda will always be life.
Yes, it will.
It would not. Literally, I would not be the person I am today if it wasn't for the series.
Yeah, it has changed so many people's lives.
I owe that series a lot.
Yeah, me too. And I'm sure you've seen the Symphony Orchestra.
Yes, I've toured with them.
Oh, right. That's you met. I remember you met Ayanuma in one of them. You even got lunch or dinner or something with them. Yeah.
Yeah, we met up. Afterwards,
so cool.
A little bit.
That's so cool. Yeah, that's also like one of like my key experiences, seeing that like live. Oh, it's beautiful. Anyways,
wonderful music.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much as a fellow introvert. Thank you so much for just being on the show. For taking the time. I'm so happy that we got to connect. And again, your work is mind blowing, and just I really hope that you, of course, keep up with it, but just know that there are people who value your work for every part of its production. It is so amazingly done, and it just speaks for itself. So just thank you so much for doing everything you do, and thank you so much for taking the time to be here.
Yeah, thank you so much, and thank you for, adding to making it all worth it.
All right, that's all the time we have for today, guys. If you want to hear more from Li, be sure to follow her on her socials. Be sure to let us know what you think about this episode somewhere on the internet, and be sure to follow us on our socials and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Links to them are down below. Be sure to rate us 5 stars and leave a comment down below. We'll catch you on the next one.
Next time on The Razzle Dazzle Show.
It's like Osmosis Jones took video game form for, instead of a living body, it's for a computer. You're fighting viruses. Yeah, because computer gets viruses. So you gotta fight them. You're the anti-virus. Like, go do it.
Oh, I get it. I get the reference. Yeah, I get it. Awesome.
Berserk Bits is Osmosis Jones, but for computers. Yeah. And I love it. I love everything about it.
That is a tagline. Okay, I love that.
on your next on your next review trailer, just quote that. Just quote that.
Yeah, I will.
The Osmosis Jones of video games, the Razzle Dazzle Show.
Yeah, that's perfect. Okay, you know what? You'll see that.
Yes.
Tune in next week.